Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, Dr. Haider Shah. On behalf of Kalwas, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we have another very interesting topic, and I'm really honored to welcome and introduce our distinguished guest speaker who is going to talk about teaching techniques and innovations in 21st century. What are the effective teaching techniques and how are you going to be innovative in this 21st century in order to perform well? Really very interesting topic, and I'm sure you will learn a lot from this session. The right guidance, the wonderful insights, because we have an expert with us in today's this session. So stay tuned because an amazing stuff are coming ahead in this session. So before we start, I would like to thank Kalwas for arranging such enlightenment sessions for their support and providing us such a wonderful platform. The aim of Kalwas is to give you the opportunity to connect and interact with world-renowned speakers, academic leaders, teachers, authors, researchers, experts, professionals, and businessmen to learn from their experiences, recommendations, and suggestions, which will create an impact and will enable you to learn and develop yourself in order to grow and transform individually as well as to contribute to the world in a positive way. As our slogan is come, learn, and share knowledge. So today we have an amazing person as guest, a person with a vast experience and an internationally known personality. We always see him while contributing on different platforms and always ready to support and share his knowledge. So let me introduce him formally. He is a ELT expert with 26 years IELTS and TEFL teaching and training experience. He has widely published in numerous peer-reviewed journals, the prestigious journal, I would say, authored for books, supervised extensively, and has delivered keynote speeches at various international forums. He has conducted and attended scores of ELT workshops and seminars within the country. Moreover, he has been awarded honorary doctorate in ELT and applied linguistics by an American university due to his remarkable services in the field of ELT. He is a recipient of a National Human Rights Professional Award 2016 by IHRO Islamabad, Pakistan. He is also awarded Certificate of Pride and Honor by Arab Translator Association Palestine. In addition to that, he is among 128 intellectual educators, scholars from all over the world who got this certificate. ARTA has also awarded him Academic Excellence Award. He is the recipient of Global Education Leader Award by International Internship University, India. Currently, he is teaching in the Islamia University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. Last but not the least, he is a wonderful speaker, author, teacher, researcher, professional, and above everything, he's a great human being. So please help me in welcoming our guest, Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti. Welcome to the Calvas platform and thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for introducing me so nicely. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan. First of all, I would like to thank my respected Sir Dr. Haider Shah Saab for providing me this chance to speak at this forum. As the topic of my session is, sir, would you please play my slides?
Sure, please. Thank you very much, and it's pleasure to have you. As a reminder to the audience that Dr. Safdar will be presenting, and he would leave time for question answer session at the end of the session. If you have any question, you can write in comment section, or you can email us at info@colwas.com. So thank you, and over to you, sir. Please. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Respected audience, the topic of my
Excuse me, sir, your voice is not clear.
and what the curriculum should be. So, first of
I think there is some internet connection problem, so Dr. Safdar will shortly join us again. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any suggestion for us, please you can email us on info@colvas.com, and we are looking forward for more sessions, and we have received a lot of requests regarding the arranging the different panel session as we did last time with the multiple speakers from the multiple countries, and of course we are planning to do it again, and the main aim is to educate the people and create awareness regarding it, that yeah, we believe in this philosophy of sharing. Yes, once we share, only then the knowledge grows. So definitely you can email us, and you can reach out to us, and if you have any topic that you would like us to arrange a session for that, definitely we are there to arrange. We will look forward for the expert who are the experts in the field and who can come and explain. Moreover, we have the all in the thesis related content already covered: the introduction, the problem statement, the research gap, the research contribution, and most importantly, that how to write the thesis in a particular way. What is the format, the literature review, systematic literature review, and the most importantly, the methodology, different kind of methodology. Okay, Dr. Saptar is back, so let me just connect him again. Yes, Dr. Saptar,
yes,
can you hear us?
yes, sir. I am over here.
Okay, okay. Please share your slides so
Once
that,
again, should okay,
yeah, exactly.
should
Yes.
okay. I am going to share, sir.
Sure, sure. I was just discussing to the audience that we have different speakers, different experts. If they have any suggestion for us, they can write us, and we can arrange further sessions with another speakers they would like to have topic on that. Yes, Dr. Safdar, it's visible. You carry on, please. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sorry for this distortion. Respected audience, under the topic teaching techniques and innovations in 21st century, we will discuss about the teacher, teaching, student, classroom, and curriculum. The objectives of the session are the attendees will be able to boost up their existing teaching skills, and they will also be able to make a difference between teaching techniques and innovations when it comes to their teaching and learning process. Dear audience, as education is a shared commitment between dedicated teachers, motivated students, and enthusiastic parents with high expectations, no teaching techniques are changing the educational environments around the globe and driving better academic performance among the students. The 21st century teacher is expected to be able to look at his practice and adapt himself according to the needs of his students. Innovation in education encourages students and teachers to research, explore, and use all the tools to uncover something new. It involves a different way of looking at problems and solving them. It also improves education because it compels us to think about the higher level. Teaching can be defined as engagement with the learners to enable their understanding and application of knowledge, concepts, and processes. It is fundamentally about creating the pedagogical, social, and ethical conditions under which students agree to take charge of their own learning individually and collectively. Knowledge and education are the basis for all things that can be accomplished in life. Teachers provide the power of education to today's youth, thereby giving them the possibility for a better future. Teachers simplify the complex and make abstract concepts accessible to students. In fact, teaching and learning is a process that includes many variables. Basically, teaching is imparting instructions to the students in the classroom situation. That is a profession that teaches all other professions. It makes our life organized and disciplined. It is an interaction between the teacher and the taught. Teaching is a creative profession, not a delivery system. Great teachers do pass on information, but with great teachers also do is mentor, stimulate, provoke, and engage. Here I am going to give you the X-ray of successful teaching. K stands for the knowledge of the students. An excellent teacher has the knowledge of his students, but sort of the caliber they are possessing. And he knows how to engage them and motivate them, and he himself is a model for them, a role model. And he knows the judging and evaluating, and afterwards he reviews what sort of the progress they have made. In teaching, there comes information, attitude, and skill. According to Bloom's taxonomy, information comes under cognitive, while attitude comes affective, and skill comes under psychomotor. And that is the cognitive domain: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Basically, knowledge and comprehension come under recall, while application and analysis come under interpretation, and synthesis and evaluation come under problem solving. So, these are the skills which are going to be expected from the students, especially the students of 21st century. Knowledge involves elementary skill of recalling and remembering specific information like some event, the names, places, dates, terminology, classification, and categories as well. While comprehension involves understanding, grasping the information given, it necessitated processing of information, translation, interpretation, and extrapolation. Application involves using something in a specific manner. It asks for close attention and effort. It emphasizes on creativity and novelty, while the analysis involves the breaking down, separation of whole into its component parts. It is the process of reasoning or thinking. Its simple form is just testing the elements, while higher form is the determining the relationship between these elements. Synthesis involves combining together the number of elements in order to form a coherent whole. The discovery of structure is an important part of the activity. Production of a unique combination, production of proposed set of action that can be a plan or the system. Dear audience, Evaluation involves combination of all the previous five categories which I have recently mentioned. It is concerned with making judgments about the value, whether it is excellent, good, satisfactory, or poor. For this purpose, some yardstick as a standard is required. It can be quantitative and qualitative, direct and indirect, subjective and objective. So these are some points which come under that. Who is a teacher? Basically, a teacher is a compass that activity activates the magnets of curiosity, knowledge, and wisdom in the pupils. He transforms his knowledge to the students. He is a professional person, the kingpin of teaching process. He is a strong hammer, a preacher, a lighthouse, a groomer, a facilitator, and a mentor. Basically, he is an educational pathologist, psychologist, and as a psychiatrist. These are some qualities of our trained teachers, which I would like to share with you here. Basically, trained teachers are very costly, while the untrained teachers cost more. The trained teachers are not biased, while the untrained are biased one. And the trained teachers are very loving and caring, while the unbiased, they are untrained teachers are dull and boring. The trained teachers are very friendly, while the untrained are the bossy one. The trained teachers are constructive, while the untrained are destructive. Even the trained teachers, the students can they can put their students at the very outset, and they show their personal interest in their learning and teaching, while the untrained teachers, their students are the skippers. These are some qualities of a good teacher. He should have the knowledge of his subject and his students. He should have a very unbiased and balanced personality. He should have a very good commitment and approach. He should possess good communication skills. He should have due respect for his students and show his personal interest in their teaching and learning. Great teachers help the students to reach their goals. They are lifelong learners. They provide opportunities for the advice of the students, and they are passionate about their students, and they leave life changing positive impacts on the students, and they also try to build some relationships with them. Our trained and great teachers can be friendly, but they are not your friends. They show their friendly attitude so the students may show their personal interest in their learning. Why we love the teachers? These are some reasons. Because they give us the best advice. They are actually our second parent. They always believe in you. They are always they are give a shoulder to you to cry on. They are introducing you to the things you never knew you loved. Never make fun of you and accidentally calling them. Normally, you say them your father or your mom. They letting you read during the recess and literally taught you how to read. These are some reasons. Who is a teacher? Which I think, in my point of view, such students are not found nowadays. He is a person who seeks knowledge from his student, from his teachers. He has inner thrill to learn. He is physically neat, mentally clean, and morally very strong. He is very hardworking, honest, regular, and punctual. Basically, a good student is the pride of the nation and crown of creation. So we have to make our students, they should exhibit such sort of the qualities, because self-discipline is the best discipline. If the student himself is having personal interest towards his learning, and then he will be able to get the maximum, get the best from his teacher. These are some characteristics of the learners. The learners are always innovators. They are very mindful. They are the collaborators. They are the seekers. They are the challengers. They are the connectors, initiatives, balanced. They have critical thinking and they are the critical thinkers. They are the motivators and the thoughtful as well. What is a classroom? That is a place which plays very important role in education, and this is a place where an interaction between the teacher and the taught occurs. Why we need for lesson planning? My dear teachers, if you don't plan, the students will plan for you. So always come in the class with a very good lesson planning. Lesson is basically the knowledge, and with the help of the knowledge, the teacher changes the attitude of the students, and automatically it becomes their skill. Process, what the planning means: process of deciding in detail how to do something. If we want to go to the market, we have to make some planning, where to go and what to buy. According to concise Oxford Dictionary, lesson planning means to make or design what you have to teach to the learners. It is like a map, that is a detailed procedure for the teaching. Actually, a plan of action, something that is personal, a written statement that makes the teaching learning process more interesting and reliable. Basically, lesson planning, effective teaching needs proper lesson planning and proper time and the quality instruction for the students. These are some 5 E's model. Engage your students, explore their potential, explain whatever they are not going to understand, elaborate it, and then evaluate their performance. So that is the 5 E's model, which must be practiced by the 21st century teachers. If we talk about the importance of lesson planning with reference to teaching, teacher and student point of view, first I would like to move towards the teaching point of view. Effective teaching cannot just is not mean just the communicating. It is something more than that. It is planning and imparting. So in a well-planned lesson, teaching becomes more interesting. From the teacher point of view, planning reveals teacher's personality. It is a sound proof what a teacher has been doing in the class. It gives confidence to the teacher because he has full control over his subject. It saves a lot of time and provides the teacher more freedom in teaching. It can also be useful for teacher in future planning. From the student's point of view, if teaching is carried out according to the plan, learning becomes more effective and interesting. In a well planned lesson, students' participation is ensured. The students become sleepless even at their homes. They start working on the work assigned by their teachers, who comes in the class with a proper lesson planning. So, an unplanned lesson may lose the interest of the students and put them to sleep even in the classroom. So the syllabus scheme of work is that there must be some proper objectives, WH questions, teacher activity, student activity, proper assessment, and the feedback of their learning. The objectives must be very smart. And what the WH questions are: first one is the planning for whom, definitely the learners. Planning for what, the syllabus. Planning for where, the classroom. Planning for when, the schedule. Planning for why, to achieve the objectives, which I have already told you, they must be very smart one. And planning for how, the methods and the activities. In my point of view, there is a 4 P's format of lesson: preparation before the class, presentation in front of the class, practice during the class, production after the class. And one I have added myself, that is the praying. I think the teacher must pray for the success of students, because a teacher's success lies basically in his students' success. So if there are some lapses which were left in their learning, with the help of a good praying, sincere praying, and the kind prayers of the teachers, the students can be improved and they can boost up their learning. What the curriculum is: it has been derived from a Latin word currer, which means to run. That is a fixed program of the courses, that is the totality of all learning. It is a runway towards destination, that is a blueprint of school. A tool, basically, a curriculum is a tool in the hands of an artist, definitely he is a teacher, to mold his material, the students, in his workshop, the classroom. So that is a triangle between the teacher, student, and the classroom. If the classroom atmosphere is very positive, the students are exposed to the proper learning, they're exposed to some good usage of the technology, automatically the students will show their personal interest at the very outset. These are some components of the curriculum: the objectives, the contents, teaching methods, and evaluation. 21st century learning needs fundamental knowledge means to know the digital or the ICT literacy, information and communication technology literacy, core content knowledge, and cross disciplinary knowledge. Meta knowledge means to act creativity, innovation, problem solving, and critical thinking, communication. And while the humanistic knowledge means to value life skills or the job skills, ethical and emotional awareness, and cultural knowledge. That is the four C's of education. In 21st century, learning skills have four C's, and there are four skills that students need in this fast-paced digital world. First one is most important, that is now going to be, I think, direly needed, that is the critical thinking. The second one is the creativity. Third one is the collaboration, and the fourth one is the communication. We should have make our students adapt in all these four skills. How to teach the innovations? Teach concepts, not facts. Form teams, not groups. Use creativity tools and reward discovery, and use thinking tools. Make reflection part of the lesson. The conventional one size fits all education system leaves too many students behind. Next generation, this generation, learning allows the educators to put students in the center of learning. They should provide ongoing and frequent feedback on their performance. They should create a collaborative learning environment. They should incorporate experiential and real life learning opportunities. That is the responsibility of the teachers. And they should help to become the teacher should be becoming a facilitator of learning instead of acting as a sage on the stage. Practice being a guide on the side. Include modern media in the classroom and work assignment. Include use of modern technology to increase learning. Outline and enforce course guidelines and expectations early on. Create a learning environment that encourages an open exchange of ideas. Create a social atmosphere through the use of peer to peer, team, and group assignments. Now, I would like to tell you some benefits of cooperative learning. Research shows cooperative learning helps to produce higher achievement, increased retention, more positive relationships, and a wider circle of friends, and greater intrinsic motivation, higher self esteem, greater social support, more on task behavior, and better attitude towards the teachers. These are some five common teaching styles. The first one is the authority or lecture style that was in the traditional classrooms, but now it is not going to be practiced or accepted by the students. Demonstrative or coach style, facilitator or activity style, delegate or group style, hybrid or blended style. So facilitate the teacher must be a good facilitator. He should try to facilitate all the activities in the class. He should I think make his lesson interesting and enjoyable, and he should try to get engage all the students in his teaching and learning. In this way, with the just by playing, the students will be learning a lot. In the end, I would like to give you some tips for becoming an ideal teacher. Always greet your students and take the feedback from them during your teaching. Your behavior should remain good in the classroom, and call them by their names and determine the objectives and organize activities for the students. Make self correction if there is some problem or some mistake by you. Be punctual if you want to see your students punctual. Always plan your lesson. Maintain discipline in the class. Enter the class with good preparation. Check the previous knowledge of the students, and your voice should remain audible in the class. Even the students who is sitting at the back, he should listen whatever you are teaching. Always remain well dressed and neat. I request my all respected colleagues, dress well and address well, because by the dress you can attract your students, you can gauge their attention, you can get their attention, they will be attracted by you, they will definitely remain neat and clean by, because they will say that our teacher, they will make you their role model, they will say the teacher is well dressed and neat, so we must be well dressed. And then you should address well, you should always call them by their names, you should always show your personal interest, you should show a real love towards their learning and teaching. And I think the teacher should have a parental loving and caring attitude towards his students, then automatically the students will give us very good response. Answer students questions and say goodbye to the students at the end of your lesson. And this was from my side. Thanks for joining me. And any question, please, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Safdar. It was so great to see your presentation. We have been watching you on different platforms, but it's really wonderful to have you with us. The way you started, I loved it. You came up with the objectives, and then you said about who is the teacher, what is the definition of the teacher, and then very nicely you connected with the Bloom's taxonomy and the cognitive domain, that from where we started everything, and then very nicely you connect the recall with the problem solving skills, and how do we analyze it and what is the relationship between them. And then the 5E models, the 4Cs models, the characteristics of learner, and so many things, the particularly the 21st century requirements, really very interesting. And I would say your slides were so powerful, so much content. And I was just thinking that how in a great way you would have prepared it, because it contains so much content from various wonderful books, various wonderful knowledge it presents. And I would say that's the beauty of the expert, that they make things easy for the people. And you did a fantastic job, that you did the same way. You make this complex concepts very easy for us in a model way, and you have very nicely presented it with a wonderful explanation. So thank you very much for such a great explanation and powerful presentation. Yes, we do have a wonderful questions for you, and I'm sure your wonderful experience is going to guide these kind of your colleagues, the junior teachers, and the upcoming teachers, the students. They will learn a lot from your answers. So the first question is that, sir, please guide us about the role of the COVID-19. The COVID-19 has affected the teaching methods and patterns. Do you think that the online teaching material and the way will remain in the future, or it will be obsolete with the passage of time? Your opinion on that? Yes, please, sir.
Sir, thank you very much for your very nice comments and the appreciation. I really appreciate your efforts and your very nice words. And once again, thank you for the person who has put this question. In my point of view, because I am also teaching in the Islamic University of Bahawalpur, over here we are going to right now using the blended learning. Some classes we are going to take the online classes, and within and after a week the students come for their physical classes. So, with the help of, again, I would request you, if you are taking or conducting their online classes, you can make it interesting as well. You can make them engaged with at the very outset. You can use some multimedia. You can use some activities. You can use some aviates for them, even in the class. If I go in the class and I have to, if I'm going to put my example myself, if I go to the class and give my going to teach them story writing. So I make a model for that story that I bring along with me and put it on the rostrum and tell them students what the story is. What is this? They automatically explain it themselves because I am an English teacher. We have to give them, in other words, we have to just push up them. We have to brainstorming them. We have to ask them. We have to engage them. It is our responsibility. It is with the collaboration, with the, I think, a helping way, or whatever the I think a lesson, whatever the enjoyment, whatever the friendly attitude of yours is in the class, or even in the online classes, you can get them engaged and we can tackle this situation. And alhamdulillah, now the world is not facing this problem, COVID-19, as we were facing in last 2 years. Alhamdulillah, now it has been, I think, under the control. So you should get the help of blended learning. There are some LMS which have been used by the IT department of the universities. You can record your lectures. You can send it in their LMS. They can get the and engage themselves and get the knowledge from that. Because if they come for your physical classes, that will be just for 50 or 50 minutes or 40 minutes class, and afterwards nothing will be with them, just few things will be with them. But if that is in the recording form, they can see it again and again, they can listen it again and again, and there will be some recalling. They automatically, that knowledge will be going to be imparted in their minds. So this thing I would like to request you, that you should use the blended learning methodology.
Yeah,
Thank you.
very nicely said, Dr. Safdar. Really great answer to that, and very elaborative answer you have given. Thank you very much. Second, we have very interesting question. I am sure from your vast experience, you are going to answer it in a very wonderful way. The question is, sir, please share your thoughts on how to measure student perception and how to improve their attitude towards learning. Please share your own tips. Yes, please. Thank you.
Hmm. Again, once, thank you very much for this question. Actually, I was saying, I am having more than 2 decades teaching experience. I have never had a single contradict with my students. If our teacher is going to act like a father or like a mother, then automatically the students will be working with you like your own kids. If you show, basically the teacher, you must be a born teacher, you must be a teacher by heart. You should show your personal interest in their success, in their learning, in their teaching by your heart. You show your, I think, everything. If you are personally involved with them, then their attitude problem can be solved. Personally, frankly speaking, I'm telling you, I have never have had a single contradiction with my students, and I have never played with their future. Whenever there are some, definitely they are kids, we, whatever the feelings we are having for our own kids, we should have more than that for our students, because we are their spiritual parents. We have to glorify their spirituality. But what the nowadays the teachers, what are they doing? Sorry to say, they have, mostly the teachers have become the businessmen. They just take their students at their business, and they are just going to teach them whatever in the book. The bookish knowledge is not enough. On the daily basis, you should teach them some moral values. You will have to show them some morality. I think 5 to 10 minutes, there must be some moral lecture for your students. It can improve their moral values. In the light of Islam, you should tell how to greet, how to meet, how to say something, how to excuse. In this way, I think teacher is everything. He is the kingpin. He can change the lot of his students, he himself by his students, by his attitude, the lot of his students. Thank you, sir.
Very nicely said once again, Dr. Safdar. I'm really enjoying the way you are answering. It's so nice, and I like your message. That is kind of message that, apart from the giving the knowledge and skills, work on the moral development as well. Very nicely you have said, and that's the beauty of your expertise that you have gained with the 2 decades being associated with this profession. Really, I even I'm learning a lot from your answers, which is very nice. And you are our mentor in this field. You have vast experience. Thank you very much for such an elaborative answer. We have another very interesting question for you. And even though you have a bit discussed in your presentation as well, but that gentleman wants to have your elaborative answer for that. They want to ask that, sir, what are the best teaching methods you recommend personally? And do you recommend the friendly environment or the strict environment? What is your personal opinion? Yes, please.
Thank you very much, sir, once again for your nice question. I personally believe in the friendly environment, and there must be because I am working as a language teacher. So I personally and I myself provide them some linguistic atmosphere in the class. I am going to communicate with them in the definitely Pakistan. In Pakistan, we have to teach the students English as a second language. If the teacher is going to use this language, his pronunciation will be copied by his students. Uh, at whatever the teacher is saying, it means you are composing what in their minds. There is a composing, I think, relationship between the teacher. The teacher is the composer, and the students are the assessor. Whatever you are doing with them, they are going to assess it. They are going to absorb it. First you should create have a very good impact in their minds that this teacher is really extraordinary. They will if the students are going to make you a role model for them, then you have changed their fate. If they say, yeah, we have to bunk the class of this teacher, then what the impact you are having? You have to change yourself. That's why I was saying there is a hell of difference between the trained teachers and the untrained teachers. The trained teachers are always very friendly. They always, I think, you have some sort of the forbearance. If they commit if they commit some, I think, mischievous activities, if they create some discipline problem, you have to bear it. You have to tackle it in a very soft way. After some time, after some days, they will be ashamed of that. They will automatically come to you and make an excuse from you. Thank you, sir.
Very nice message again. That you tackle people with the love and through
Yes,
your own personality and your
yes,
own character. It should be what I can conclude from your talk is that the teacher, his own characteristics, character should be so great, can create that it can change the student perception and attitude towards it, but through love. That's the I think the wonderful message by you. Really very
yes.
interesting. Another question, Dr. Safdar, which is very much from the teacher perspective. There's a one comment plus question that they want to have your opinion on that. That, sir, please guide us. Nowadays, there is a lack of habits of reading. So most of the time, students, they do not go and purchase the books physically. They try to download it, and most of the teacher, even they are doing it. So what do you recommend for the teacher and as well as to the students regarding the physical books and its importance to the student, because they believe that after 6 months we are not going to read the book, so why to read the book? So I think it's very interesting question. Yes, please, your thoughts on that.
Thank you, sir, again for this question. Actually, you should inculcate in their minds the impact of and the importance of reading, because the reading makes you a full man, right? So, if and especially the pre-reading, whatever the lecture is going to be delivered on the next day, the student should have its pre-reading. How we have to make the habit of that? If the teacher himself is having the books along, then automatically there are few books, or they you should make their habit to move towards the library. They should get some books from there, and you will recommend some questions from those books, and then you have to ask them to make some assignments which is not available on the net. They are only in the books, because you should ask them, you will have to read this chapter Tomorrow I will be asking these questions based on that, some sort of the comprehension. I do this practice with my students. I give them the book, five, or because I am the writer of four books. So one of my book is implemented in the Islamic University of Bahawalpur and in other universities as well. And I give them one chapter and ask them, you will have to do its pre-reading. Tomorrow when you will come to me, you should have its pre-reading. I put some questions which are based on that book and that chapter. In this way, you can make their habit of reading. Even in the class, if the student has missed my class, he was absent, then automatically what he will be doing, he will be getting the help from the student, and he will be reading that chapter, he will reading that book, and getting that book, reading that chapter, and he prepared his mind. And in during the class, you will have to gauge which student is giving the answers of your questions himself, or whether he is getting the help from his fellows, or he has prepared some sort of the notes to give you the answers of that. So it depends, again it depends on you. You will have to give them some assignment that should be the pre-reading assignment, and on the next day you should put or give some questions based on that reading material. Thank you.
Yeah. Very nice message again. I would say that's the brilliant answer you have given. That yes, select the book and from book give them the task activity,
Hmm.
and then they will
Yes.
be compelled to go through the book and learn from the book. And that's the,
Yes.
I would say that's the advantage of the experienced person. They have gone through and they have developed so many new ideas that how can they engage student in the productive activities. Very nice message. Another message is very sorry. Another question is very much relevant to your field as well, since you are the IELTS teacher as well. The question is from the student perspective that sir, please guide us. How about the accent in the language? Sometimes we are told to convey the message, and your English should be fine. Do you think accent has also a very great role, or it should be on the convenience of the student that if they don't have the right accent, so still it is fine for them? What is your recommendation as a professional IELTS expert? Yes, please.
Thank you, sir, for answering these questions. I would like to quote the well-known quotation of a well-known educationist, A.G. Jimson. He once said, "If you want to have the mastery over any language, you should have 100% command over its accent, 90% command over its grammar, and 10% command over its vocabulary." So, if now that is very easy for you, because I am working as an IELTS trainer, I give my students the digital dictionary. I ask them to download the dictionary, and if I am having, I just ask them to get that dictionary, and with the help of that, they can make ample practice. If they find some new word which is difficult for them, they can get the help from that. And the best accent, in my opinion, is the British accent, because in the IELTS we have to follow the British accent, and this talking dictionary, Oxford Advanced Learner Talking Dictionary, that will be helpful for them. Even the teacher himself, because I am also running my own YouTube channel. There are my lectures, which are there are some tutorials in that. I ask them to listen this particular lecture. Tomorrow I make some questions about that lecture. I ask them, and then they are going to copy my accent as well, sir. So only the teacher is responsible. Nowadays the teacher should, I think, keep an eye over his continuous CPD, continuous professional development, right? If the teacher is upgraded, the teacher's knowledge is updated, and the teacher himself is abreast of what is going on around him, then automatically his best knowledge can be given in the best way to his students. They can become the best lot of the society. Thank you, sir.
Once again, very nice answer to that wonderful question. And yes, you have quoted it very nicely, and that's the beauty of the researcher, that they gave always reference to what they say, and you have quoted wonderful example for that. And really, I would say what a answer you have given. One last question, Dr. Safdar. It's very interesting, and they are seeking your guidance regarding that things. That, sir, please share some tips on how can I bring substantial improvements in my online teaching method. This is from one of our colleague. Yes, please.
Hmm. Sir, online teaching method, as I was telling you that first he should prepare some his tutorials, his lessons in an interesting way, and in the lesson there must be some tasks, some activities. Based on that task, must be some, I think, assignment to them. And I would like to, if he's your colleague, I would like to share my stuff with him. Because I am also holding some online classes for the Gulf students and for the Indonesian and the Philippine students. That material I would like to share with him because I am conducting the IELTS classes, language classes that will be helpful for him. He should go through that material and automatically then he will be upgraded how to handle his online classes. Thank you.
Very nicely said, and you are so kind and so generous that you always offer and extend helping hand to the people just to share your knowledge, and that's the beauty of the great people that they are always ready to help the people. I would say that it really, Dr. Safdar, we enjoyed this session. What a wonderful explanation you have given. What a powerful content you had, which you shared with us, and our audience would have learned a lot because it was so heavy loaded presentation and things were coming out, and I was just watching that how nicely you were connecting the different dots in a very wonderful way. So really wonderful session with you. At the end of the session we ask our each guest that what is your message to the world. So what is your message to the world as a speaker, teacher, author, researcher, trainer, learner, professional and educator? Yes, please.
Sir, thank you very much. I am very humble person, and my message is that love this humanity, have a great love for your persons. You should not have focus over monetary point of view because money is not everything in the world to achieve. You should try to give the best of yours without expecting anything from the to whom you are giving that thing. So this is my message that you should be have the sacrificing abilities. You should have good moral character. You must be very hardworking. In which field you are, you must be master of that. This is my message for everyone. Love the humanity. Thank you.
Wow, very nice message, and I would say very powerful message you have given to the world. Indeed, and we would definitely recommend that please watch the Dr. Safdar YouTube channel. He is sharing a wonderful knowledge with all of us, and that would be very beneficial for you people and helpful. And if you have any further questions or any suggestions, you can reach him out. He's very much there to guide you people, and that's all we would say, that yes, indeed, teaching technique and innovation in 21st century, our distinguished guest speaker has elaborated in a wonderful manner, powerful explanation and wonderful content. And he we definitely suggest you that please reach out him, and you can email him for future learning and guidance. He is always ready to help the people. He is very generous. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you once again, Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti. And I would also like to thank our audience who joined us. If you have any additional question about information shared today, please email to us or connect with the speaker directly through his email or social media. Thank you all for your support and liking our sessions. Stay tuned as many sessions are on the way. Please do not miss any session. Until next session, take care of yourself.